Ding, ding, ding. What is going on, guys? How are we doing today? Is everybody excited? The SPY ran up to new highs yesterday after we quit streaming. Oh, yeah. You guys all know 691.65 was broken. Did the new all-time high hit on the first candle here? 692.43. Yes, it did. 692.43 hit on that very first candle here today. But the SPY immediately dropped, so little pullback it open. It'd be too easy if it went straight up from here, right? Maybe it will today, but we'll see. I'm definitely eyeing up 695 to 700 here over the next couple weeks. Today is Wednesday. Where do you guys think the SPY will close Friday? I'm going to do a poll here for it really quickly. All right, here we go. Let's see what this poll looks like here. All right, get your votes in. And while you're at it, like up the stream too. At close on Friday, will SPY be at $700 yet? Vote it up. Between 695 to 700, above 700, between 690 and 695, or below 690. Let's see what those votes end up looking like. I'm going to vote between 695 and 700, but I feel like 690 and 695 will end up winning. ORMP continues grinding upwards, Tangy Man says. Do you guys know what else was doing pretty good this morning? Was Intel. Very good in pre-market. At open, they are starting to rip again. Keep your eyes on INTC. Yeah, really nice price action for them. 41.17 coming up. Nice hot mover here so far. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Rick? Outlaw. Arabuto, Ramirez, Johnny, Sharpie, 300Z, I love YouTube. Robert, Almighty J, Zach, Steve. Johnny says, rip SLV. Yeah, big gap down this morning, 4.8%. I was looking at that in pre-market a little bit. Gold, same deal, down 0.9%. Not down as much, but and then again, it's not as volatile or crazy either. Whoa, Zom falling off again. Seeing these oil stocks drop lower. CVX falling off as well. Still waiting for the upside opportunity with a few of these. Okay, there could be some good buy the dip opportunities here soon. VLO's popping in pre-market. Wow. Why are they up so much? Man, Valero moving's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice little run there. 4.7%. We'll take that. Again, one of the better oil stocks that has been under the radar in my eyes. What's going on with Apple? Oh man, they had that good recovery going there at open and in pre-market, but it ended up really dying off. Oh gosh. AAPL. A lot of pullback. Hit 290 recently. Was almost hitting $300 per share. Well, again, they had that split. What was it? 4 for 1 back in 2020? Yeah, 4 for 1. I guess they still weren't 300 at that point. Oh yeah, they were. It was weird. They were really ripping right there when they had that. Pretty strange, but pulling back now pretty hard. They were recovering up pretty well here following, you know, a lot of negativity in 2025. Of course, that Liberation Day sell-off got them pretty good, but I know iPhone sales had been kind of weak. They picked up with the iPhone 17, though. Don't know why they're falling down in the ultra short term, though. Go look at some news. Well, they have a lot of competition in China, but... Oh, you can, Johnny? Let's see. Oh. Oh. This is a nice update. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Nice. Can you edit these columns at all? No? Or... Yeah, you can. Although not really. This is all they give you, but still, at least they did it. At least they did it. By expiration or by strike? Oh. I'm gonna go by expiration. Alright, let's look at May 15th. I don't like that whenever you scroll down, it doesn't... It takes the heading away, so you can't see what's actually, like, what these columns are. It takes the column heading away. What the hell? Some of this is a little wacky, but at least they have it, right? That's really dumb, though. Like, why would... Okay. Amazon's doing pretty good again. Oh no, that's SPY. It's shifted. Never mind. Is Amazon doing good though? They were doing good yesterday. Yep. Pretty nice. Pushing that high of day yesterday around 243. 5-minute chart looks beautiful. A lot of good momentum here. If you're looking for some momentum today, Amazon is moving well. That's on MU today. Micron. Always on the radar in the short term here. I'd love to see him break out you know, like a 346.50 breakout above the high of day yesterday, I could see it potentially coming through as well. I could see it coming through. It's just not my favorite price action ever. It just filled that gap up and touched resistance and has been kind of stuck. These 5-minute candles are pretty volatile, though. I like the opening volatility at least, but... Oh, there we go. SPY, new all-time highs achieved there. That 1-minute candle really rushed up through. There we go. Who's happy for that? I know there's a lot of traders out there that always look for the all-time high, of course. Yeah, time to party it up. Long-term accounts, loving it. Loving it today, that's for sure. Past few days, of course. Been very nice. Seeing a lot of beautiful PA today. See the Mag 7 here. Oh, Tesla really roared back from that opening drop. But everything else is pretty much pushing. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla. All 4 of those pushing in the Mag 7. Meta and Apple are kind of just boring and stuck. Same with Nvidia, boring and stuck. Not really falling, not really popping either, though. Meta and Apple have been more bearish, though, so we'll see if they continue to show that or not. It's a beautiful run, though. Gotta love it. Man, Google is really on fire today. What is going on? That is a great rip. Literally like the same rip that they pulled back with yesterday, except up today. Nice 2% run. Not to the all-time high quite yet. You know, they had that all-time high push there at the end of November, early December, as Google was taking over ChatGPT and other people like that. But man, Google is on fire. Definitely a lot of Momo there. Let's go back to Intel. Are we still seeing it? Yep, Intel still ripping as well. Another very nice part of the market. PFE with some good movement this morning. Pfizer. Pretty nice. I like to see those green candles moving like that. Oklo as well. OKLO. Beautiful. 4.3% rip. These growth stocks like Oklo, SMR, and others lately have been on fire again. Some are better than others this morning, like Oklo, but gosh. Critical metals, CRML, up 11%. Low price stock. big mover, though. Look at the average percent rise on CRML in the bottom right. It's 11%. That is, or sorry, 9.5%. That is a crazy, crazy reading there. One of the more volatile ones I've ever looked at, actually. Strategy. MSTR. I still want to call it MicroStrategy, but it is what it is. Strategy up 5% there. 162 bouncing. Holding up his support here right at open and pre-market. Be a big level to watch for if you're watching Strategy. I know a few people are wondering what the hell happened with Strategy last night and after hours. Strategy gets to stay in MSCI indexes for now. Though the index provider says it will launch a more general review of whether investment-oriented companies can keep their spots. Uh-oh. On paper, Strategy is a software business, but they've essentially become a holding vehicle for Bitcoin. There has been concern that Strategy's unusual nature would jeopardize its position in stock indexes. Uh-oh. I guess we'll see if that continues to hold true or not. How about BMNR? They're kind of doing the same thing except with Ethereum. They own too much Bitcoin. DJ says they're about to get delisted. From the MSCI. Yeah. Could see it happening. Make sure to vote up in the poll, though, and then destroy that like. Destroy that like as well. It doesn't even show me how many likes are on there anymore. It's supposed to happen January 15th. They're no longer a company, but they're a fund now because they own so much. Kind of makes sense what they're saying. Makes sense. Like on paper, it's a software business, but it's really just a fund that holds crypto. Nothing is cheap enough to buy nor expensive enough to sell. Go back to the SPY, which did make that all-time high here today. Looks like now it's officially at 693.09. It started to turn over here a little bit, though, so we'll see if it's a turnover that is going to end up becoming a cause for concern. As of now, it is the bigger pullback of the day that's occurred, so that is starting to worry me a bit, but it's not too huge of one. Let's go see VLO again, which was in the oil sector. It was holding up pretty well. VLO is positioned great for this Venezuela situation. They have refineries for heavy crude oil. And they're going to be one of the biggest benefactors if they are obviously refining all that oil. It's going to help them out a lot. What's up, Dane? Hope you're having a good morning here. It's Wednesday. Hump day, as some like to call it. Market ran up to new highs. We'll take it, but it pulled right back down. A little sad to see that pullback, but it had been pretty good up to that point. It's 11 p.m. there. Whoa, that's cool. They said good evening. Haha, gotcha. 11 p.m. in Manila. Whoa. In the Philippines? It's 11 p.m. Dang. It's always interesting to hear the time. It's almost a 12-hour difference. But yeah, good evening. History says after a high-value target gets taken, the market spikes then drops. Really? Is there some history with that? I have not seen that, but now you have me interested in it. Oh man, the banks pulled back pretty hard today. Look at Bank of America there. 1.73% down. JP Morgan with a big pullback too. Oh man, they were looking pretty good the past couple days. Pullback today though, pretty massive, pretty massive. Intel still up 5.7%, ripping again. Love it. New high of the day by Intel. Intel is crushing it here. Oramed. If you guys haven't heard of Oramed, they make the oral insulin pill, I believe. They received an $18 million payment from Stylex Holdings, representing $118 million total returns on a $99.5 million investment. So they're actively pursuing partnerships back in October. Looking at the daily for them, they are really ripping and starting to break out. I know a few people that were buying it down here in the lower range. It became on the radar as Ben Shapiro. It had been known that Ben Shapiro had bought into this. I think he became the largest shareholder or chairman of the board or something like that. I think the largest shareholder though. But either way, ORMP is bouncing very well off that $2 area. I know a few people that had averaged into this one and done very, very well. I know others, though, that refused to look at it because it had Ben Shapiro tied to it, which I don't blame you. But whether it's Nancy Pelosi tied to it or Ben Shapiro or whatever, it's always interesting. I don't care who's buying it. I just care if they're buying it. Check out SHLD, Global X Defense ETF on fire, 1.22%. Gosh, yeah. I generally don't look at defense ETFs, but I do like to look at the defense stocks individually a lot. Either way, though, we're seeing some pretty insane price action coming through here. One sec, guys. All right. Sorry about that, guys. There was a phone call that I could not miss. All right. What is going on here? SPY, 691.60. Starting to bounce here. Wow. Pulling back quite a bit. Back to support, though. We are seeing a bit of a bounce come through. Beautiful to see that. Tesla getting very slow and choppy here. All back and forth. Had Jolt's jobs data come out here a little while ago. Right as the phone call came through. Let's go look at the economic calendar here. Jolts came in at 7.146 million versus 7.6 million expected. Came in a bit lower there. Market hasn't moved much. Has not moved much at all. Tesla hasn't moved much either. I guess it dropped a little bit there. I guess that is what kind of caused that sell-off, isn't it? Did have a decent little move. Holding support for now, though. We'll have to see if it continues to hold. Caused a couple red candles, but not a ton of downside pressure. If support holds, it could be right back up. Nvidia actually has been pushing higher since 10 a.m. They had a couple red candles at first, but really came right back and broke through. MU's coming back alive. Hey, you said MU broke 341 resistance. It did, and it's starting to come back. Looks like it might come up to test the high of the day, if not even go for another breakout. It's been one of the hotter stocks in the market lately. These energy stocks, or memory stocks, I should say. Silver dumped today, James said. SLV pulling back down. That's a big pullback there. Huge pullback. 69.50. Silver pullback's taking a dump. Yeah, it is really dumping down today. What did the CME do? Raise margin requirements? I'm just kidding, but who knows, right? I didn't see any news with that yet today, but we'll be looking at a lot as the day goes forward, that's for sure. Don't forget to vote up in that poll. It has 57 votes. At close Friday, where do you think the SPY will end up? I think 695 to 700. I'm surprised a lot of people are voting for above 700. I'm pretty surprised there. But get those votes in. I want to see it. Man. Tansy Man said KHC selling at a 6.73% dividend now. Yeah, too bad the stock's dying. The dividend doesn't matter if the stock goes down 25% in a year. Hopefully we see it come back, Tansy Man. This thing is getting crushed. The big money trade here is not looking great. When was this entered? December 16th. Let's see. What was it trading for there? I mean, it was like right in the money that day. Pretty much at the high of day. It was just barely out of the money, but definitely a weird big money trade that had played out there. Stock has seriously been dying, though. Pretty brutal. It's one of those things I don't mind holding for a few years. General Mills isn't going anywhere. General Mills. Millie. M-I-L? Is General Mills owned by Kraft? GIS. I don't know why I was thinking that for a second. Man, General Mills is dying too. No kidding. Wow. Looks kind of like Kraft. Sheesh. Everybody wants to go eat CMG nowadays. Chipotle or TXRH, Texas Roadhouse. Maybe even good old McDonald's, MCD. I don't know. McDonald's sounds pretty good today. I might have to go grab some. Tesla, now that's a major pullback there. Very large pullback, 432. I suspect we're rapidly approaching another rotation. The market makers going to rug pull the hell out of retail buying all these chip and memory stocks. Watch out for MU. Another rotation. I wouldn't be surprised, Tangi. I mean, some of these stocks are getting pretty insane. Whether it's MU or even silver or something, you know, there's some pretty insane price action that's been going on here. Intel, baby. Moving again. What was the news this morning? Didn't they do something at CES? Yeah, they unveiled like a new processor. Intel enters the handheld gaming wars. What? Targets handheld gaming with their new Panther Lake platform. Handheld gaming? Who does that anymore? Besides just on the phone. You still got your old 3DS? Oh yeah, that's fun. I bought one of these things off of Facebook, and it was like a Facebook ad, and it's like a little handheld device called like an R32 or something, and it has like 50,000 games on it. And it has like 3DS games, GameCube games, PS2 games, PS1 games, and then like, you know, Game Boy, Nintendo, all that stuff. Yeah, it was actually really legit, Demir. It worked out really good. But apparently I found out that I overpaid for it. I could have bought it for like 30 bucks, but they got me, I guess. It's like something like this. Here they are. These are what they look like, Demir. They're pretty cool. Yeah, they're pretty nice. It's pretty fun. I can actually play like Gran Turismo, the old very first one from the PS1. I can play Gran Turismo on there, which is fun. But it's mainly for like Pokemon and stuff. You want a Steam Deck? That sounds fun. Nvidia moving higher here today, pointing back up. Testing that high of the day, might start to break through. It's been stuck for about 15 minutes or so. Starting to try and climb out. Back above 191 here. Yeah, exactly, 300Z. That's exactly what these do. I don't think it does the Wii, but it does Dreamcast, NES, Sega, PS1, N64. It's pretty cool. What's up, Raphael? Yeah, we do have a discount code going for the yearly, if you're interested in that. Use code CRUSH2026 at checkout. For $100 off. Yeah, I've heard that you can do that, 300Z. I haven't gotten that far into it yet, but that's what I keep hearing. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure it's just like an SD card or something. Palantir bouncing 180. Trying to hold its ground intraday. Big support for it to hold here. If it breaks through, won't be looking good. What's up, Johnny? He said, how do you guys start Stocked Up? That's a long story, Johnny. We'll get into it here in a few days maybe or something, but maybe for Friday we'll have story time. Harabuto. Trading does pretty good. Once you get longer term accounts built up, it's pretty consistent out there. TSLA 428.80, huge support. Strategies dumping right back down. MSTR pulling back now. Yep, giving it back. They had that nice jump going, though. How's Coin? Coinbase dying 3.7% to the downside. My gosh. Is Bitcoin pulling back today? It is. Bitcoin is down 2.6% now. Never really got anything going today. Dropped off very early this morning and then has just continued down. It's like a roller coaster. Remember, guys, if you start to see implied volatility pop up a lot, you know, you can start running like either call credit spreads or put debit spreads if you want to take advantage of like a downside move as premiums are elevated, or even if you do trade it to the upside, you could always do call debit spreads and, you know, at that point still take advantage of the high premiums with the sold call leg, but or the shorted leg. Damn, Coinbase, damn Intel, Demir says. Intel's been awesome today. 10.26%, continuing to roar. Thing has been on fire. They had some news at CES. They unveiled a new processor, it sounds like. They're calling it Panther Lake AI laptop chips. Lip Bhutan says they over-delivered on their 18A timeline. I'm pleased to share that we have delivered our commitment on shipping our first 18A products by the end of 25. In fact, we over-delivered, Lip Bhutan says. Hell yeah, Lip Bhutan! My new favorite CEO in the market. Yeah, that was funny when he got appointed Intel CEO. I was looking into him a lot. I think he had, what was it? He Centene? No. Let's see. Lip Bhutan. Cadence Design Systems is what he used to be CEO of. CDNS is what it was. He oversaw like a huge, like 3,000% rip with this stock or something, which is pretty awesome. CDNS. Intel moving up here. Yep. Let me see my Intel chart. The news, there we go. Big news, though, for them. Running up in a great way. 44.50, up over 10%. Love it. Hang on one second. Nice. CLSK is selling off again. I sold it yesterday. Clean Spark down 4.6%. I have not looked at this one in a few days. Pulling back pretty well. On the daily, it got close to big support, closer to $10 or so. Man, look at these charts. Apple 261.20, big area of support. $433, $431.60 on Tesla. $433 is holding up pretty well on Tesla. Tesla looks like it might be trying to make a little intraday reversal back up here, starting to break through a little resistance. Meta is falling down over 2% here today. Large pullback has ensued. META. You can see that daily chart. It's turning over pretty hard again. Pretty hard. Anybody thinking about puts on Meta over the next few weeks? It could start to test more of this lower range here fairly soon, down below 620 or so. Just very flat the past few weeks. Curious maybe what some of you guys are thinking on the outlook. I like 700 here as that solid resistance, but of course it rejected and has had trouble getting up since then. Law said, is SLV a good buy now? SLV's still up quite a bit. It's hard to justify buying it up here. I think it's okay to buy if you're going to swing like some call options or something, looking for a quick buy the dip opportunity. But you got to be very careful here. You know, don't hold the bag. Don't get caught being over leveraged either, because it could gap down in some pretty major ways. The hard part about trading silver is the gap up and gap down. Generally, you see those big gaps with gold and silver lately. With SLV, though, it looks like intraday there could be a possible buy the dip opportunity coming through here as it potentially holds this base into the end of the day. It's down quite a bit. I wouldn't think it falls much more. Now, of course, on like a scalping basis, it could always pull back like this. But I mean, it's not going to really, it doesn't seem like it's going to break much more below the low of the day there. The banks have been pretty rough today, though. Bank of America still actively dropping. How about the airlines again? UAL, AAL. Man, UAL couldn't get it going. AAL's attempting to recover and hold. Not getting anything too crazy, though. Then all the Bitcoin will be dumped in the market in lower prices, basically. Gosh, Bitcoin is really pulling back today, down to 91,000. Having lots of trouble here on this resistance. So you can see on the daily chart here how large and just influential this resistance has been the past few weeks. It's really failed to break back through 94,500. One sec, guys. All right, sorry about that. Had a random knock at the door. Gotta love that. Sold $200 of your Bitcoin. 200 of Bitcoin. How's everybody out there doing with their Bitcoin? Do you guys still hold any? Do a lot of you guys still hold Bitcoin for the long term? Are you still holding the shit coins? I don't know. Let me know. Is everybody still in the crypto, or has anybody sold out? I'm curious to hear that as well. Like if anyone's had any fears lately, maybe with it dropping, you know, people exiting out. Just kind of curious. I feel like we're at an obvious local top on tech and adjacent assets. Most of the people you know are buying up the dip right now. Hey, that makes sense, 300Z. There could be a lot of that going on too. It's at a good time for it. It's at a good time. At least I'd say so. WTF is happening. MNTS is pumping again. Momentous. Thing's crazy. 37%. Let's see the 15-minute chart. Oh, yeah. Just like yesterday. That is a huge jump with MNTS. Very interesting there. Momentous. 38%. Well over 40% at one point there. Tesla really roared back here. Look at this chop with Tesla. Oh my gosh. A lot of volatility. Back and forth, back and forth. Up, down, up, down. Looks like a heartbeat monitor. Tangy Man bought some Ethereum and XRP. They still have some Bitcoin. They just need to take profits yesterday. It was a failing space transportation company. Now, boom. For MNTS, that's what they do. It's a space transportation company. They're up a lot the past couple days, but my gosh, you zoom out in this stock and it's, I wouldn't say that this is necessarily boom yet. It could still be fail mode. Has there been anything moving these? Moving this? Moving higher after they announced the development of an additive manufactured fuel tank that is scheduled to perform flight testing aboard its Vigoride 7 orbital service vehicle. Orbital service vehicle? What are we playing? Helldivers? Orbital strike incoming. I went to Home Depot yesterday. Oh my gosh, the price for anything is just crazy. A little electric box is over $10. Used to be $2 a couple months ago. Little electric box. Oof. GLD has a lot of weird price action today, up and down like crazy. Ever hear of rods from God? No, I have not. Not heard of that, Tangy. Telephone pole size tungsten rods dropped from orbit. Oh. No, I haven't heard of that, but it sounds like a rail gun or something. PLTR 182. Nice comeback by Palantir. Tessie up and down, up and down. Now they are moving down again, funny enough. Who would have guessed? Microsoft actually ripped back here the past few minutes. Spies attempting to hold 691. Amazon up today. Starting to get very choppy up here, though, since that first initial move. Not really getting the breakout going very well. See you later, Demure. Yeah, they did, Mr. James. They've had a few of those the past couple years with the splits on MNSC. Or what was that ticker again? MNTS. Sounds like that should be called Mantis. MNTS. Oh well. Wasted ticker name. Bank of America. 55.80, bouncing back up slightly now. Starting to see the banks try to recover after dropping off quite a bit today. Not sure I'd touch them. Let's look at the watch list. Is Intel still leading it? Yes, it is, up 10%. INTC, it's actually pointing back up again, too. Looking nice. Bloom Energy, 6.6%. Right around the high of the day, at least. Because a lot of stocks started pulling back here. Oklo coming back towards 100. See if it can break through or not. It's up pretty well today, 4.44%, but the average percent rise is 5.99%, so it's pretty far off its average. Let's see what that poll's looking like here. At close on Friday, will SPY be at 700 yet? Between 695, 700, above 700, between 690 and 695, or below 690. We got 70 votes. If you haven't voted, vote it up. Let's at least hit 75. That would be pretty cool. MU pulled back while you signed up for the trading floor. Oh, man. Let me get you in. RNR. I like it. Are you in the Discord yet? You in the Discord, Raphael? Let me know that real quick. Your money's in SMR. Oh, you're not in yet. Okay, let me get you a link really fast. Here. Here's a quick link. Make sure you get into the link I just sent Raphael. That way you can get in the server. Make sure you also check out the verification channel right away so that you can verify your account so I can give you access. Let me know, though, once you get in. That'll help us out a ton. I'm hearing a lot of talk from Elon about actually putting AI in space. That would actually be pretty neat. I mean, that's going to happen eventually. It's just when, right? Uh-oh. Is there some H200 news with NVIDIA? China asks tech companies to halt NVIDIA H200 chip orders per the information. But now NVIDIA is flying right back up. He's gonna go to space and blow on the AI data center to cool it. He also said we would have a Roadster in 2005. You know, you can actually buy those. Let's see. The old ones are still for sale, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, you can buy like an '08 Roadster right now for like 105 grand. Wow, another one's 150 grand. Dang. They look kind of like a Porsche Boxster S or something. Here's a 2010 for sale. Look at this. We did have one from back then, to be fair, but that's pretty neat, honestly. I like the way it looks. I wonder how quick it is. $248 horsepower, 273 foot-pounds of torque. Wow. Thing is a speed demon. 270 horse. Wow. My Ford Focus used to have that much. It looks like a lame Lotus. I should have said that because it kind of looked like a Lotus to me too. I actually really like Lotus Elises, Lotus Exiges, however you say that. I really like the Elise, but Lotus made the body? Gotcha. No wonder it looks like that. I didn't know you meant they literally made it. I thought you just meant it was like meant to look like it. Now I see what you mean. Interesting though, right? Pretty interesting. I always liked that old Roadster. I used to. I don't like it now though. Now it doesn't look as cool. It's like hot outside here today. Hey, Tom, I'm on the Discord, but it's asking me to subscribe again. Yeah, you already clicked the green check once, right? Yeah, and it's because I have to give you access still. You just had to tell me that you were in. All right, there you go. You're all set. Make sure to check out the Getting Started and the Trading Smarter channels. Those will help you out a ton. A ton. I'm also going to send you an email with some information as well. But let's go. Congratulations and welcome in. It's going to be a fun year, though. A lot of updates in the works here this year in the trading floor. Got a little sneak peek if you do /DT in the chat. You can do /DT and type in a ticker. Get a nice chart there for you. Have some information with stop loss zones even. Hey, look at Palantir. It's unstoppable. Oh, yeah, it is. Pretty good. It's going, but it's not like it's up a ton, but it's definitely moving in the right direction, we'll say, right? We'll at least say that. Trending pretty well, I suppose. Hell yeah, Raphael, let's go. Mason goes, I'm here. Way from the back. QQQ moving up. 625.70. Wow, nice. QQQ broke out to a new high of the day here. SPY might make a new all-time high if it can get through that high from open. Would be beautiful. Intel pulled back a little bit on us. No longer up around 10%. Now sitting at 9% or so. CrowdStrike moving up today pretty well. Good intraday price action there anyways. MP Materials. Nice. Up 4%. New high of the day achieved. Look at the daily of MP. It's been bouncing off support in an awesome way. That's actually a really good support bounce we're seeing play out there. Tesla didn't even have factories yet when that was made? No way. I'll have to look this up because that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool how they did that. Tessie pulling back a little bit, 5-minute. Candle going red here. Still trying to hold 535 as support. Very slow and choppy where it is. Unfortunately, not much action there. Hey, Raphael, since you're new to the trading floor, you can actually go to the live Q&A tonight as well. If you go to the trading floor tab on Discord and you scroll down, you'll see at the bottom it says live Q&A and event information. If you go to event information, you can click the link and submit a question or suggestion there in that form. But you can also go to the live Q&A channel and get in. Who's sitting in there right now? Center's in the chat. Oh, I see you in there, Juan. Juan just hopped in. That's funny. Oh, that music was loud. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, the live Q&A is every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Unless we post it up that the time changes or something. But get your questions in the event information channel. Seriously, ask anything you want. We also record every single live event, and we have replays in the live events replays channel. So check it out. Really cool to see. Always fun. Mike always goes over a lot of cool strats. Right now, there's going to probably be a lot of fun strategies with the way the market's been ripping. The way some of these stocks are getting overextended even. MU technically green now on the day, 0.8%. Still stuck, though. Did not break the high from yesterday yet. Not quite yet, but decent movement. You thought you had a random tab with music playing? That does happen sometimes. It gets kind of funny. I hate it whenever I'm like recording a video or something like that, or even on the live here, and like let's say you go to like a website to look at stock news, like I don't know, Fox News has something, right? They'll start playing a random video in the background, and gosh, that stuff makes me angry. Power supply resumes in Berlin after longest blackout in decades. What? An arson attack caused a blackout lasting more than 4 days. The second such incident since September. Follows a sabotage-related disruption in September, both of which were claimed by left-wing extremists. What? No lights for you. That's pretty weird. I'm not kidding, guys. This is a real article I saw. I didn't realize that that was going on in Berlin. 4 days of blackouts. That's nice. U.S. seizes Russia flag tanker after chasing it from Venezuela. Oh, wow. Been seeing a lot of news with that the past few hours or so. SPY's getting pretty close to those new highs, though, guys. It's like right there. It really is like right there. Very close once again. Love it. Make that comeback, SPY. Beautiful. I say we'll take it. The more all-time highs, the better for the long terms, but of course not good if you're in puts. You thought that was funny, Simon said. Britain said its armed forces gave pre-planned operational support, including basing, following the U.S. request for assistance. What? They had a submarine on it. Following it? No way. Brain said it's European Antifa. Oh gosh, Jake. Me too. I probably have like 50 tabs open at least, but you like the Venezuela moves, Brain? Okay. You guys are why RAM is so expensive. I know. I always like to go look. Let's do a quick check-in on the task manager. Let's see how many gigabytes of RAM this is taking up. My Chrome is taking up 13 gigs of RAM. Not as much as I would have thought this time, actually, but quite a bit, I guess. Sometimes it pushes 20, but they must be feeling good today. Tesla is the definition of choppy. It's starting to actually get a little bit of movement here. Finally. But yeah, it's been super choppy today. Maybe it can break the high of day and start to go on a little run. It is starting to move up, though, I bet. Creating some decent opportunities for some people trading the breakout, at least, or the dip here. Meta's still trying to pop back and recover through 650 right now. It's actively pushing through 650 as I speak. Wonder how high it can get past here, or, well, if it's going to. You're about to sign up a distributor. Wow. If you need RAM, let me know. Whoa. You're going to be the RAM guy. That could be fun. Could actually be really fun. Be out here selling everybody the RAM. On that oil tanker thing, by the way, there was no oil on board. Yeah, I haven't even looked into it much, Simon. I just saw, like, the headlines for it. I didn't even realize, like, Russia sent the sub and all that. That was crazy to hear. Really crazy. All right, let's end this poll. Looks like on Friday, you guys are looking for the SPY to be between 695 and 700. Which would mean it breaks to a new all-time high and closes the week between 695 and 700. That's a pretty good poll. Good showing, I'd say. Find this very interesting. Crazy how much farmland on Google Maps is actually oil refineries. See how CVX is looking today. Some oil stocks starting to move a bit. Not really. CVX trying to bounce off its low of the day. Not really recovering too much, but it is holding its ground fairly well so far. Oxy pulled back, but again, trying to form an intraday base here. Not the best price action. How's crude oil itself? Crude oil futures. Wow, crude's falling down. Let's see what happens at 55 a barrel. This is going to be a big area of support. If this starts to break down, that could be rough. Maybe they're looking for the market to get oversupplied with oil, you know, as the U.S. starts to sell their reserves or sell. When I say sell their reserves, I mean sell Venezuela's reserves. Generally. How's Tessie looking here again? The daily's looking pretty brutal. It's been turning over so hard. I'm definitely watching the lower end of this range coming up here soon, around 416 to 412 it seems like. That's a pretty big $4 range, but it's where a lot of these wicks were posting back at the middle of October, end of October, as November came around. Tilray reports earnings tomorrow. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not. Tilray reports tomorrow and after hours. You guys think it's gonna get high in after hours? Good old Tilray, right? How's CGC? Not really doing much again. See the daily on CGC. Pulled back, filled the gap, and is just holding support for now. That news of Trump reclassifying MJ started to get it running there at the middle of December. Hopefully we can get some good action to the upside as the reclassification actually happens. it should be coming through sometime around the end of January. I remember Trump said that he was going to push the Attorney General or somebody like that. Or maybe the DEA. I can't quite remember who he said, but somebody was going to have pushed this. Man, Spy, that is very nice there. I like 693. It's looking good. Waiting for the break, but it's not coming right now, of course. It's going to take a little while to play out. Tesla is attempting to test that high of the day. I could see it testing pretty soon, maybe going for a better move and break, hopefully. That is a weird Tesla wick right there, isn't it? Let's go see if it's showing up on... $434.75 on the last 1 minute. But alrighty, guys, we're probably going to call the stream there. Speaking of the Denver airport, let's look at those airlines one more time. AAL still moving up well today. UAL, though, was moving lower, and yeah, it still is. Not the best PA. Not the best, not the best. A lot of downside action today, a lot of upside action with some stocks like Intel, which is now pulling back, but we did see a couple stocks running up. Oklo was nice this morning. MP Materials. Oklo could be on the radar for a possible breakout again here. Kind of trending down right now, but if it starts to break the trend and pop through 100, there can be some opportunity for sure. As always, appreciate everybody joining up today. Interesting SPY action there at open. Nice rip to all-time highs, but of course, had the pullback that ensued. We did see some JOLTS jobs data release, and SPY did pull back there a little bit. Very, very nice, though. Alrighty, guys. Have a great one. I hope that everybody crushes it out there today on Hump Day. Don't forget, tonight's the live Q&A for the trading floor members. Don't forget, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. Join up. Ask some questions. You'll have some fun. You'll probably learn something new. If you're a newer trader and you've been trading options for less than like 2 or 3 years, you probably will learn something new. Even I learned something new, or it's good to get refreshers on some of this stuff as well. Let's go. There's a link to join up. Use code CRUSH2026 for $100 off the yearly. Code won't be around forever, but let's go. Let's crush it in 26. We have a lot of big updates in the works. Hope to see everybody there tonight. Make sure to check out tonight's video as well. Always going to go through the full rundown on the day. But let's go. Happy Hump Day. Hope you crush it out there. Time for some lunch.